Hello, welcome to the Health In Show, an affiliate program of Homeopathy World Community. You've come to the right place to tune in and participate with your comments and questions. Love is the greatest healer of all, but sometimes, in order to change our emotions, we must take action in other spheres of our lives. We speak with experts in alternative and complementary health fields and hope you will benefit in some small or great way. Remember, you are wherever your thoughts are. Make sure your thoughts are where you want to be.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Marilyn Shannon, and this is the Health In Show. And we are all so delighted that you're here with us today. We are celebrating that beautiful Debbie. You heard her voice. Her words probably ring truer today than they've ever rang before. And we gather to celebrate her birthday and just all the wonderful things that she created in this world. And I was in awe in a moment when I heard her say, taking action. And that's what we have been doing. Since Debbie's passing, we have been taking action, and we have so many wonderful things going on with Homeopathy World Community. And from time to time, we will come and we will gather and we will celebrate and we will come together and we will learn, we will teach during the Health In Show, and we will keep it alive. And for those of you that haven't gone to our website, please do. We're in the process of revamping and coming up with a whole new beautiful site in Debbie's honor. It's going to be phenomenal. We're working on it now. And if you would like to give a birthday present for Debbie and helping us do that, please go to Homeopathy World Community and you'll see a donate button. And you are free to donate anything you can to help us create this beautiful new site in Debbie's honor. So with that, my name is Marilyn Shannon. Debbie was a very dear, dear friend of mine. And as I hear her voice, tears just come to my eyes and I fill up. And what can I say? So I am going to turn it over to Kavitha, another one of Debbie's best friends, and she's going to take it from there. Kavitha, how are you, honey?
Hi, Madeline.
And let me just, before you go on, let me just say, if anybody out there would like to take part in our chat, please do so. You can put your name under the video and sign into the chat. You can put your name, nickname, whatever you like. And, we'd love to have you there. Comment. If you want to call in anytime during the show, you can to 919-518-9773. And you can come in on Skype at computers 2K voice anytime you want to chat, to participate in the chat. So Kathy May, you're listening, you can come in that way as well. All right, Kavitha.
Thank you, Madeline. First, I would say thank you to Amnon for doing this. And thank you, Madeline. And this is from Debbie. Friends, I'm best friend for Debbie. And she's also considered me as best friend. So, and I'm a homeopath, I'm Kavita Kokonur. There is a lot. Debbie is so much for me. And it cannot be put it in words. She's my breath. And we have celebrated her birthday yesterday in heaven, and her spirit will be with us always. And for all the homeopathic community, just a note from Debbie, which she sent me, apart from all the other greetings which we receive. Every day we chat, talk, share everything. So she's saying, thanking God for all the good things in our lives and for all the friends we have. So just one few things, the Spirit of God dwells in you. If you look to God for guidance, knowing that He really cares, if you let His Spirit be a part of your praise and prayers, if you make the right decisions, even when that's hard to do, if you truly strive to serve and with all the gifts He has given you, if you read and study faithfully what's written in His word, then you will know the joy of being a discipline of the Lord by Pat Mitchell. So with this is the blessings from Debbie. That's what I considered, and I'm sharing it with everyone. So today's topic, which Debbie loves, is the FDA a new proposal, and we have a special guest, Dr. Nancy Gallis. Thank you, Nancy, for coming to our show. And there is a lot to talk about Nancy, but in a short and a brief description, I would say she is a CEO and founder of Health and Harmony Wellness Education and Center for Integrative and Holistic Healthcare, Telehealth, and Harmony and Spirit of Love. The Rockaway Sangha, a member of Charter for Compassion. She is a chiropractor, retired, certified classical homeopath, and member of certified mindfulness-based stress reduction practitioner, ordained interfaith minister in family practice since 1980, specializes in the stress that underlies disease and pain management. Dr. Gelly's unique method, the triumvirate technique, integrates the best of the mind, body, spirit disciplines, including homeopathy, diet, and the lifestyle, meditation, yoga, qigong, breath, body work, cognitive and behavioral techniques, spirituality in health and medicine, palliative care, and end of life issues, and positive potential practice. Dr. Nancy is a member of Board of Directors of the Integrated Health Policy Consortium (IHPC) and a partner for Health for the Council for Homeopathic Certification (CHC), a member of the Advisory Board Integrative Healthcare Symposium, and she is a President Emerger of National Center for Homeopathy. She is a freelance healthcare journalist, newspaper columnist, a member of Association of Healthcare Journalists, and author of The Power of Self-Care, a common sense guide to your wellness solution. Dr. Nancy is a public speaker and TED Talk presenter. We are proud to announce that she has received the Julian Winston NCH Service Award for 2018 at Joint American Homeopathic Conference in Phoenix, and I was there for during that one. Along with Debbie, also received the Best Community Service Award. So, and Dr. Nancy practices in the New York suburb of Rockaway Beach, and she can be reached via telehealth delivery. And you can reach her at drnancygallis.com. So welcoming Dr. Nancy for our show.
Well, thank you. That was such a long bio there. I don't know if I have any more room to live anymore.
There is a lot, Nancy. Thank you again for taking your time off, and it was a great pleasure for us to be here. So, Nancy, it's a hot topic right now about the FDA, a recent FDA proposal. Can you just talk a little bit about it?
Yes, and first let me say that I would like to honor Debbie on her birthday, the date of her birth, that she manifested here on our planet and gave us so much, and this show, of course, in particular. And I have been a good and dear friend of hers and championed her work all along. So it's my honor and pleasure to speak about this activist opportunity that we all have now with regard to the FDA.
Nancy, let me interrupt you 1 minute. I did post the link in the chat that you asked, so you can refer to that when you're ready.
Okay, great. Okay, so basically, I think it was 2015, we had a meeting with the FDA. They called for stakeholders in the community to get some more information about what was the state of the art of homeopathy. And of course, they asked for safety, risk benefit ratios, and efficacy. Not so much on the efficacy, actually. It was really all about safety. We did have many stakeholder reports, all positive about the very, very minimal risks and the exemplary safety record. That said, none of that was taken into consideration when the FDA filed its draft guidance about drug products and how they should be labeled. And so, excuse me, we were very concerned about that. As often happens in the universe, an avatar appears. Someone appears who hadn't been on the scene before to take up the cudgels of this fight. And it is a fight. And it happened to be Paula Brown. she's a mom. So in my book, The Power of Self-Care, I do write about moms as the original primary
Oh,
care
she's on.
providers.
I didn't know
Your
she was
original
on
doctor
Skype.
is your mother.
I mean, on the Hangout.
And the most
Oh, I didn't
beautiful
know she
thing
made it.
was
I'm busy on
she
the chat.
there's someone who's
Okay,
not
so you're
muted
gonna
and who's speaking on this. If you could mute your microphone, I hear someone speaking. Thank you. And so what she did was mobilize a retinue of mothers. She calls them mama bears, and these mothers were formed this group um, for citizen action, and it's called the Americans for Homeopathy Choice. So that's their website, Americans for Homeopathy Choice. And so that's exactly what they did, is formulate this committee, this group, and they put together a citizens petition with Jim Turner, who has been an attorney in the complementary and alternative medicine field for many, many years, a champion of homeopathy as well for many years. And they put together this petition, which the is a stop action maneuver. In other words, it's to protect consumer action. It halts any forward action by the FDA in applying a draft guidance that they issued. So, according to the law, if a citizen's petition is issued, you have to listen to it. You have to take that into consideration. So, what they had done is they had issued a draft guidance that is allowed to be in effect. It's called, it was 2017, December 2017, the draft guidance saying drug products labeled as homeopathic. And they want this guidance to replace the current policy guide 400.400, which homeopathy has been operating under for a number of years quite effectively. So they say they wanted, it's a draft guidance. It is not a regulation, it's a draft guidance. So according to the rules of law, you can put that as a draft guidance pending comments, and then action is taken. But what they actually did was start to take action on it before the proper protocol was filed. So that is why the citizen action petition was filed. And it is to make sure that they don't put this into action, the draft guidance. So basically, what it says is that we want them to make the FDA establish an expert advisory committee for homeopathy, so that we have someone on the panel, someone in FDA who they can consult about actual issues in homeopathy, an expert, a panel of experts. So that's the first thing we need. And we also want to oppose the FDA converting the CPG 400. We want that to be made into a regulation now, so that they have to file that. So that's really important. Let's see what else I want to say about that. Well, you can ask me some questions. This is on the link that we
Right.
sent to.
So, Nancy, that's so nice that Americans' Choice for Homeopathy, Americans for Homeopathy Choice, that was created by the Mad Moms, a group of Mad Moms headed by the Paula Brown, and that's so nice. They have come up with that one, and in fact, at the Phoenix conference, I met Paula Brown, and she's doing phenomenal work, and that really reaching all the practitioners, leaders, congressional people, and everyone. And she's doing that. That's so nice, and which you brought up. In fact, I was about to ask you, and you have answered that question also, and in related to the citizens petition. So, and what I have a question, like usually many of most of them are so confused to know what is this whole person integrative health, or the healthcare, or you call as integrative healthcare reform, and what is your work, because you have done so much related to that one. Can you just say something about it?
So my work in advocacy. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. But somebody is, first of all, there's some noise in the background, so you might not be heard. And the other thing, Nancy, when you have a chance, if you can close the shade behind you,
I
right?
don't have a shade.
Or
I
the
live in direct sunlight. I'm going to
yeah,
just
yeah,
try to
yeah,
move
because
into it a
so
little bit.
much better.
Okay. 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 Yeah. So my work in advocacy began when I took a seat on the board of the National Center for Homeopathy in, I forget when, right after 9/11, 2001, 2, 3, like that. What I noticed was that we were in a silo. We were a very small, we weren't part of healthcare system at large. And being a practitioner in the healthcare system at large as a chiropractor, I noticed we weren't anywhere on the map. And as my work began on the board, I became more and more involved in how do we outreach, how do we become advocates for our profession. At which point I did work with Senator Harkin on the Affordable Care Act, and we got language into the Affordable Care Act on integrative healthcare practitioners, Section 5101, National Healthcare Workforce, and Section 2706, that you can't discriminate against them. So that was my first foray into advocacy. I became the president of the National Center and moved us in larger and larger into that realm of integration. That's where I saw it had to be. We had to be not a standalone practice just by ourselves. We're too small in numbers and there's too much controversy. So I worked to bring us under the umbrella of integrative healthcare. And that said, I joined the Integrative Healthcare Policy Consortium to continue the work in legislative policy. So we're advancing that language. And then thankfully to the Council for Homeopathic Certification, Ann McKay and the whole board, and Karen Allen, her predecessor, Jackie Fox, God rest her soul, who worked very, very hard to get the accreditation nationally, their national certification accredited by the Institute for Credentialing Excellence, which is the gold standard for federal recognition. So that said, we're ready and poised now to move our practitioners into the integrative healthcare system. That means right now our biggest opportunity is moving into the pain management realm, into pain management teams in community health centers, in um, medical health centers, in hospitals per se, so that we can begin to work with the non-opioid directive. As you know, there's an opioid crisis. The attorneys general have come out with an ask that the community of alternative practitioners find ways, inform them of ways in which, or disciplines that can address this pain issue that we have without opioids. So it is just the perfect opportunity for homeopaths to move into integrative healthcare. And this is what I'm working on now as a consultant to the Council for Homeopathic Certification, our CCH, very well, fabulously qualified professionals that I'm proud to represent. We're working on a toolkit now so that we can inform CMS and hospital accreditation committees how they can employ um, classical certified homeopaths and other qualified homeopaths to work in the system. Long answer.
That's really great. And since you brought the Karen Allen, her name,
Kavitha, before we go on, I think we might want to just say hello to
take
the
some
other
questions,
guests
please.
that are here, so that everybody knows who's here, so that everybody can ask questions.
Yeah,
And
please,
yeah,
please do, Madeline.
yeah, go ahead, you do it. You're good. You can. Go ahead.
Okay.
Introduce
So
Deepak and
we have on the panel Dr. Deepak and Dr. Hira, so which they will be sharing their after Nancy's talk, they'll be sharing what they wanted to say for today's talk with respect to the homeopathy and Debby. So
and then
they're from
Kathy
India.
and Kathy
And
is on.
Kathy is also
Yes.
on phone call, and
Yes.
she will be sharing her stuff. So so we will go in flow, and then any questions which come in between we are most likely to take, and we'll try to Nancy will try to answer, and everyone will try to do whatever they can to answer those questions. And I'm so sorry, I'm not a speaker, but I'm trying my best. So before I forget, I wanted to show the earrings and the necklace which Debbie has gifted me, so which I feel like she's here. Okay, so and Nancy, um, as I said, Karen Ellen, yes, she's doing such a great work in, and I like her all her courses. So that way, to move forward with all the new changes or anything which are taking place, and so, and one more question I wanted to ask you, Nancy, like, do you have any exciting or new updates which you wanted to share with us?
Updates. The only updates I'm loving right now are the new research that keeps coming up all the time. Most recently, if you go on Dr. McCullough's website or on Dana Ullman's website, you'll see that he made reference to the new advances documenting nanomedicine. It is my understanding that the way in which homeopathy can now position itself against the criticism of there's nothing in it, no substance in it, is to do what Iris Bell, our esteemed and incredibly brilliant homeopathic researcher, said in 2012, 6 years ago, and even 1999, actually before that, was to begin to position homeopathy as adaptive network nanomedicine. And in this way, what we can do is work on her evidence-based model, of evidence-based research model of how the system adapts to nanoparticles in a way using hormesis. And it is very, very demonstrable. It is evidence-based research that is wonderful. And we now are starting to see more and more research come out on nanomedicine and nanoparticles. So we have a very solid base upon which to move forward, describing the action of homeopathic remedies. And in fact, the FDA has a department of nanomedicine. And so they do understand about it and the efficacy of it. So I think that now moving forward, that is my most exciting endeavor, is to start using those words. Iris Bell actually said, start calling it a new definition, adaptive network nanomedicine. And I like that. And that's my most exciting way now to move forward with homeopathy.
That's nice, Nancy. And just two more questions, and then I will hand over to Dr. Deepak, which he will be talking. So, what is the any advices you would like to give to professional homeopaths?
I'm sorry.
Any special advice would you give to professional homeopaths
that I would like
regarding the FDA changes, and that way they can promote or protect or safeguard homeopathy with respect to the FDA changes? Because right now in citizens petition we have reached around 1100, I think 1127 people have commented, and we need more and more. But any special suggestions or advices you would like to give to the professional homeopaths?
Okay. Yes. Write in. Keep commenting. Numbers matter. Numbers matter. So please comment. You can use the link that Marilyn mentioned we have here to go right through. It'll give you the talking points, what to say. So yes, for that.
Nancy, hold on a second. That's in the chat. If you're not in the chat, then we will have to then we will post it on the HWC website.
It's also on the Americans for Homeopathy Choice website and on the National Center for Homeopathy website as well.
So I want to comment, Nancy, one thing.
Yes.
That this is a problem of the researcher who are unable to find something in homeopathy. So the basic testimonial of the patient is the best we are getting, because I am lucky. I am in India. I am a homeopath. I am doing practice since last 10 years. So when we are listening from the patient that I am improving. That will be the best testimonial we get. So that proves the homeopathy is there. I know FDS is deny homeopathy in many ways, but I still posted that this is a problem of researcher, not a problem of homeopath. If the researcher is not unable to find the molecule in the homeopathic dilution, that is the problem of researcher. This is not a problem of homeopath.
So thank you for that comment. And here's what I would like to respond to that. Number one, we have found those molecules in the nanoparticles. So that's great. Number one. Number two, the way in which testimonials unfortunately don't carry a lot of weight in the scientific circles. But what does is your case studies. And the way that you deliver your material in case studies in terms of single subject study research design is the most powerful and the most accepted scientific evidence for clinical outcomes. That means you follow a single subject study design model, which we have talked about at NCH and I've talked about at CHC, and I can send that to Kavitha to post. It really all it is it is your SOAP notes, what we call in chiropractic subjective, objective, assessment, and plan. So when you take your consultation, you take the subjective comments of the patient, what they're suffering from, your objective understanding of what they're presenting with, then your assessment, right, your repertorization, and then your plan is your protocol, the recommendation of the homeopathic remedy you're having. And then your follow-up notes are exactly that too. What got better, what got worse, what stayed the same. And you're watching that so that your outcome begins to become clear. And then you publish that case. And there are 3 journals that will take single subject study research design. Very, very important that we publish our results in peer-reviewed journals. This is the way it works. Case studies are good. We can do case studies, but it's very simple. When we go to a case study conference, they tell you your results. That's great. However, to be accepted, and we do have to be accepted in mainstream medicine and mainstream science, single subject study research design is exactly acceptable. So my recommendation to professional homeopaths is to get their cases in that format and then publish them.
Yes, definitely. Homeopath like you will do the best one day, and the homeopathy will definitely prove. Definitely. So it will be beyond the science. You can say beyond the science, and if the researcher is not able to search the science behind this, so they will get it. They
Just
will
keep
definitely
doing
get
good
it.
homeopathy. Just keep doing good homeopathy and publish it. That's what I say.
And Dr. Deepak has treated so many cases and with the documentation and his seminars. So anything more, Dr. Deepak, would you like to convey to our audience, listeners, and everyone?
Yes, yes, because the Orbit Clinic is doing the perfect practice of homeopathy. Also, Dr. Hira Agrawal is also with us, who are seeing more than 150 cases in a day. They all documented, and we all having the document with the pictures and with all the symptoms, and we have all the investigation, pathological investigation reports, the radiological investigations are we are doing. Then we are studying the case, and we are just following the investigation, so it will give the improvement. Like we treat the in last 3 months the 6 cases of dengue viral fever. We had investigation previously, and then all every day we got the platelet are increasing and increasing. That's why we have the documented proof of the homeopathy, and we are all.
I would like to ask you if you can, right now, the most important evidence that we need is in the field of pain.
Hmm,
Any cases of pain, actual pain from any
uh,
of the areas of pain that you have format them in this single subject study research design method, and we can collate them and bring them, number one, to these committees that are asking for it. The Pain Policy Congress is meeting this weekend right now, and they're calling for this. We don't have a lot of this. If you're seeing that many patients, if you can bring together the documents you have on cured cases in this fashion that we could present, this is what we're looking for now. We're also looking for gastrointestinal cases and cardiac cases. Cardiomyopathy particularly is what I'm writing on now and presenting on now. So I'd call anybody listening here. If you have cases like that, please send them to me.
Nancy, let me ask you a question. And I'm sitting here with Amnon, and I want everybody to have a chance to speak too and ask you questions. And I know Kathy's on the line, and it's all very exciting. If we put a Health In show together, like this particular show is very much for homeopaths in general. Maybe not so much for a patient, a client, a consumer. But if we do a Homeopathy World Community show, like the Health In show, but, focusing on pain and, and marketing it as such, or the opioid if we do pain, could you use those case studies if people call in and share their stories?
Well, those aren't case studies. They're stories.
They're stories, but that wouldn't help.
Valuable. Stories are very valuable. First of all, if you call on the world community who may be interested in homeopathy, or the community of pain people, which there are a number of communities, organizations addressing pain, to invite them to join our show where we can talk about cases and pain or hear their stories is very important. Something like that can be and is very important. And I like that idea, Marilyn. I'm happy to discuss it with you and Kavita offline.
Yes, definitely.
Because I have some ideas on how we could do that. Yeah.
Deepak, you want to say something?
I want to add something that you are talking about the pain. So I would like to add that pain is a sensation, and there is no machine in the world who can measure or give the type of sensation of the pain. Understanding? So we have many patients who are saying that we are pain have sensation like from this and this, and we have like ringing the bells in the ear, and we have the sensation from here to there. So these are the sensation and cannot be measured by the machine. So we have many cases of migraines we treated very well, and with the single medicines or many organized ways. So pain, we have many cases for the pain, abdominal pain and migraine. We are treating lot of cases.
Thankfully, homeopathy is a totality of symptoms. So we can use, so I'm a chiropractor by first profession of 35 years. Every person who comes to me is in pain. That's why they come, every single person. And so I did develop, in 2000, long time, 2003, I had an integrative clinic for diagnostic of pain outside of MRIs. MRIs were not considered valuable at the time. They were considered investigational. So I worked with personal injury cases and attorneys. I was an expert witness for why and how can we tell they have pain or soft tissue damage, which was not discoverable. Only we used infrared thermography techniques and some different types of evoked potentials, etc. But what I'm saying about that is we as homeopaths utilize all that is available to us in investigation and documentation of a person's symptoms. So we take the language that they speak. I feel pain. What does that feel like to you? That can be pain, depression, anxiety, worry, fears that are overwhelming, panic, that's pain. Right. And so we luckily, as homeopaths, are able to document that and have rubrics for that in the mind field. And that's really, really important, because we're the only profession that actually has access to all of the ways in which a person suffers. Every suffering is painful to them, on what level and how so. And so we have all of that. Plus, we have the opportunity to utilize whatever documentation is available other than that, technology-wise, like thermography, like X-ray, like CAT scans, MR, neurologic, EMGs, the velocity, all of that. So we have quite more broad scope ability to document pain, I think, than any other profession does.
Good, because we're gonna be doing some focusing, but hold on one second. So, who else? So is Dr. So Ragnish is here and Dr. Here is still on the panel here. Are you all both still here?
And I think Kathy is also on call.
Yeah. No, I know Kathy's on the
Madeline?
phone. I know. I'm just
Yeah.
talking about the hangout. Is Ragnish still here? Are you here? Or Dr. Hira, are you here? Okay, so Deepak, you're the only one here. So Kathy, are you on the phone?
I am. Can you hear me?
Yeah. So did you have any questions or any comments that you want to make?
I'm loving what I'm hearing. This is very, very good as far as what we're going to be, the focus that we want to make on pain management. I think that would be great. And I'm having a discussion on the chat with Dr. Rafiq about putting together a book of homeopathic experiences and everything. Things positive to be building of homeopathy. I think things like this are happening at a very, very good time right now because of the negative things that are happening about homeopathy with the FDA proposal and everything. I think right now is a very, very good time for us all as homeopaths to be banding together, to be putting things together like this. Dr. Rafiq wants to be doing this ebook to benefit homeopathy world community, having it be in memory of Debby and everything, just because of the positive person that she was and because of the positive medicine homeopathy is. I think this will be a very, very good time for things like this to be happening.
So we'll have to have a big conversation about this. I think it's a great idea. Just keep, Kathy, all the information you have that's going on the chat, whatever you can gather, so we keep all this information straight that we want to do, because there's some wonderful things going on. And if you are listening and you have not signed into the chat and you want to see what's going on, because there's a lot going on, it's really busy in there, just sign in underneath the video and put your name, nickname, whatever it is, and you can sign in there, or you can call us at 919-518-9773, or you can come in on Skype at computers, that's plural, the number 2K voice, and you can comment, ask questions, make suggestions, just talk to us. Okay? Kathy?
Please go to the website and bring your comments, write your comments.
I want to speak.
Okay. Yes. Okay.
I want to speak.
Good. Go.
Yes, Dr. Hira, we are sorry. You go ahead and
yes, go right ahead.
Hello, good evening, everybody. It's a great time for me to be with all of you. And as Nancy has given some, are everybody hearing me?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, you're perfect.
Okay. So, Nancy, I was hearing Nancy, and I have been in homeopathic practice last 32 years. There was a big question for me of how to do a research model for homeopathy. The problem with homeopathy is we don't have a fixed remedy. In allopathy, you have a fixed remedy for a disease. But here, we don't have a fixed remedy. So they don't allow or they don't accept that when you have different remedies, your research is correct. Presently, I have 56 cases of psoriasis, 6 cases of avascular necrosis of head of femur, and 6 cases of nephrotic syndrome, all which are clearly cured with all their investigations with me. But now for nephrotic syndrome, they say that, do you have a renal biopsy? Which they have not done, but the allopathic doctors have diagnosed this as nephrotic syndrome. So why don't they take this when they have already diagnosed and we have given the remedy and we have all the investigations for albumin from 4 plus has gone down to trace and 0 and they are doing well? Why are they not accepting it?
I'm unclear as to what exactly you're saying about who they are. First of all, Dr. Hira, I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with you or where you're practicing in India.
Yes.
Okay, so all I can tell you is that I will send to Kavita and Marilyn the criteria for single subject study research design, which is acceptable in all peer-reviewed areas as acceptable research. It is a simple protocol to follow. There are 3 journals I will send you that will accept your peer-reviewed article on this, and this is how you get it in. There's a very simple protocol, very simple way to follow it. The more you populate the peer-reviewed journals with acceptable research that everyone in the scientific community knows and agrees upon, that is all you have to do.
Great. Thanks a lot. Because I had met Karen Ellen 3 months back in USA.
Oh,
Sure. Please share.
We had a talk with her, and we had agreed that whatever work that I have in hand of my cases will be published in, but we had not a discussion on this case studies model. So I will be very grateful if you can send me the case studies model.
I certainly will, and I'd be very grateful if you begin to implement that in your clinic. And every case follows this model. Before we know it, we will be published in every journal with a volume of cases, and this is what will speak. This is the way in which we will get the buy-in of the community.
Yes. So I'll be grateful to you if you can send me that. I can share my cases, what I have already have presented, or those that I have in hand of various diseases.
Now, I'm very grateful for your work. Very grateful for your work.
Thankful. Now, the second question you talked about was the pain. We are working with a hospital here for post-operative pain management.
This is exactly the information we need. The furthest portal of entry of opioids is on post-surgical cases. So this is very important.
So we are doing a lot of there, Nancy. So you just send about the data you talk. So we will do working according to that.
Great, I'll send that to you.
Yeah, thank you.
And actually, I'm in talks right now with the Council for Homeopathic Certification to do a webinar on this. I did do a presentation for National Center for Homeopathy on this several years ago, but I think it's worthwhile, and maybe we could even do something on this show as well to demonstrate how to do it. We can talk offline who organizing that.
Nancy, how about, I might have missed it because I'm busy between the chat and everything else, but go ahead. I don't know if you've given your email or website to connect with you. I don't know if I've missed that, but if you haven't, go ahead and just share that if you will.
Okay, my email is very clever. NancyGales@gmail.com.
I love us clever people. Mine is Marilyn at MarilynShannon.com. How much more clever can you get?
No dots, no capital, no numbers. It's just me. Just write to me. NancyGales@gmail.com. It's GAHLES. NancyGales@gmail.com. I do have a website, www.drnancygales.com. And on that we'll open with my TED Talk, and then you can see my blog where I post a lot of my articles. I also write every month for integrativepractitioner.com, although now they've asked you to be a member, so you can't always see all my articles, but I do post them on my blog, so that's where you can get me best at my email.
Perfect. So
thank you, Nancy. And Madeline, one last final question for Nancy. Is there anything you want to, how we can help to take an action for and support your mission?
You can support by donating to the Council for Homeopathic Certification. They have a donate button on their website, and I am their consultant for advocacy and professional development for the professional homeopath. That is exactly what we're doing, and we're working to mobilize the profession to raise its status and its visibility within the healthcare community. I go against so much opposition with the medical profession, so much opposition, even though they're integrative, so-called integrative-minded. There's a very, very small percentage who really will allow homeopathy into the conversation. The only way we do get into the conversation is because I've been here before they were here. And also I'm persistent, passionate, and directed. And so I don't take no for an answer, and I don't give up. And that's why we are where we are today. But in order for me to continue this work, I do need support. And so the Council for Homeopathic Certification is where you would donate and say, this goes to your advocacy work with Dr. Nancy, and that would be really helpful
Right.
because there's a few places we need to be at right now. The caucus is coming up. There are several things, and I'm doing a lot of work on this toolkit, so we could really use your support. Thank you.
So none of us are giving up.
No, we never give up.
No, we never give up. So I just want to remind everyone we're coming, not, we have time left, but if you have any questions, this is the time to call us at 919-518-9773. That comes right into the studio, or computers, that's plural, the number 2K voice as well, from anywhere in the world. And you still can participate in the chat if you like and ask a question or comment from there as well, because this is a community. And we're, as you can tell, we're all just doing it.
Yes.
So Deepak, did you have something you want to say?
This is a community, and the base, the aim of Debby, aim was Debby is health in. The health in, she understand about that the everything for the health is under one roof. So we create a platform named with the health in. So we just need to treat human body from the homeopathy and only from the homeopathy. So this was the Debby's dream. So we are missing Debby today, but I think she is around us.
We're keeping her alive. We're keeping her alive.
Alive. Yes. Thank you, Nancy. Thank you so much for today.
Thank you. Thank you
Deepak.
all. I really love this community.
It was very nice.
So I'm very. Anybody else have any questions? Is Ragnish here? Is he here, Ragnish, or is he's not in the hangout? Deepak, is he here? No. Okay.
He's not online.
Okay.
Dr. Hira, do you want to comment anything?
The great tribute for Debby will be our passion to continue work for homeopathy, especially where these people are unable to understand. Though Hahnemann had said about nanotechnology 250 years back, they are deriving now. He told about all these things which they are, though they are knowing, they are unable to accept it. It's the problem of acceptance.
Just keep publishing your cases. That's what you need to do.
I will go to your website. I'll take your email. I had been talking with Karen also. I am in touch with Karen, and we are trying to give the best, whatever, because in India, the best part is you can have a lot of different cases. As Deepak told just now, we have dengues, lot of dengues now. We have their day to day, every 24 hours, WBC count being changed from 24,000 to 50,000 and 75,000 and up. So all these things we can definitely give you as investigations. They are from the hospitals. So though we are working with cancer, terminal cancer cases, where you are needing for pain, we have those cases also. But the problem is we want to give them in the format that you want. So send us the format and we will do it.
And in addition to what you're in addition to what you're saying, and I just want to reiterate one more time, because this is Debby's birthday, and I am not a homeopath. I am a businesswoman. I'm a coach. Debby. I'm hearing her in my head all the time. I'm hearing her call my name all the time. So I am helping to create the next stage of homeopathy world community, and I am learning so much from all of you brilliant souls. And we are going to put all of that into a new website. And we can use your help, your ideas, your creativity, your connections, your articles, whatever it is, to be that hub and that internet for the homeopaths, the consumers, the patients, anybody interested in homeopathy and healing from the inside out. So please go there. We have a donate button. We could use your support in helping us achieve our goals to be this soul of homeopathy. That's what HWC is. We are so we're going to do a lot of good work. So please go there, donate whatever you can to help us create this new site and this place to come from. So that's
Thank
it.
you, Madeline. And I see Debbie in you. So
Yes.
so she's there
That's
in
very good.
every person's. And if you see, this is the Debbie's notepad she sent to me, and I wrote the notes for today's thing. And I'm sharing the cup of kettle and tea for everyone. Her love she's spreading to all. So just have a cup of tea from here.
Well, I see her and everybody. So Kavitha,
Yes, she's
so
there everywhere.
everybody. So, we only have a few minutes left. So what else did you, Deepak, Nancy, Dr. Hira want to say? Kathy, I know Kathy's still on the line. Why don't we go one by one and just, go and sum up? So your final words, Kavitha, are what?
My final words, we will make sweetness which Debbie sent in this candy to the whole homeopathy world and around. So that is what we have to spread her. We have to make her dreams come true, and we can do with everyone's support. And that's it. So thank you so much once again, Nancy, for being here. It was a great pleasure, and I was able to see you at the conference. It's thank you for sharing your everything regarding this one and being here with us.
And
Thank you
Thank you,
so
Amnon.
much.
and then and Dr. Hira, you wanted to say something. What
Yes,
is your
yes. I wanted to have topics from Nancy, which are of all important for this weekend. One she said was pain. What else she wants, so that we can give whatever cases we have in hand.
Yeah, I will tell you, Dr. Hira, about cardiovascular and enterology or gastrointestinal stuff in case if you have any cases.
Okay,
Dr.
fine.
Hira,
Thank you.
I am writing now on and presenting in February on vital exhaustion, vitality. Of course, this is the crux of homeopathic cases is the vitality. And I'm writing and speaking now on vital exhaustion and cardiomyopathies. And it's a huge connection. There's two very good research studies. One is on individualized homeopathic remedies and cardiomyopathy, which speaks right to your point, and documents and verifies the fact that they need individualized remedies. Very important. The second piece is the vitality associated with cardiomyopathies, and particularly women. Obviously, they have the highest risk of the highest death rate. They also have the highest rate of resiliency and recovering from cardiomyopathies when vital exhaustion is addressed, which is very, very interesting to me. I am working on that. If you have any cases about that, I found a research study that I thought was very interesting. They said that for women, those at highest risk for burnout, cardiomyopathies, and incident heart attacks were women who had to work in the outside world at a job and had to work at home, had a family to take care of. So that would be every single person, every woman I know. So they're all at high risk for burnout, vital exhaustion, and cardiomyopathy. And this is not being addressed anywhere. So if you have any cases that reflect that, I would love it. Please.
All right, that's
Thank
great.
you.
That's great. And then what about you, Deepak? Did you have any final questions,
Yes.
answers, comments,
No,
insights?
we have a comment for Debbie. So Debbie, we will give you a perfect SWC you dream. We will give a perfect SWC. So we miss you, Debbie. but still we are here, you are around us. So so this is the final comment from my side.
That's a
In
beautiful comment.
in Debbie's name, if you would please do a comment to the FDA on that exact link we sent you, doing just follow the talking points exactly. That would be a birthday present every time someone comments.
Perfect. And then Michelle, I want
Okay.
to give a shout out to Michelle, who was very close to Debbie as well. I'm sure she would say she was Debbie's best friend as well. And she has been on the chat, and I haven't heard, spoken to Michelle in a while, but she wrote, "Thank you, beloved homeopathy friends. It's always a great day when we meet up to learn and share love for our Debbie." So, Michelle, you're just a dream. So, thank you for being there. And Kathy, what about you? Do you have final? Are you still on, Kathy?
I am still here, yes.
What kind of final love do you have?
Well, I first met Debbie when she came to the first homeoprophylaxis worldwide choice conference that happened in Dallas in 2015, and I was so impressed that she would. That was when she was really, it was starting to weigh down on her, the cancer that she was fighting, but she still felt strongly enough about it that she came down to that conference, and I just at that point, I felt her love, and I felt her desire to do all that she can to be promoting of homeopathy and different aspects of homeopathy. She's interviewed me as far as homeoprophylaxis, and I'm just so happy to be part of this homeopathy world community, to be able to help further the love that she had, the passion that she had, to have these things move forward, to be very promoting of homeopathy and building of homeopathy, because this is, as Kavitha said at the beginning, I see God's hand in homeopathy because it's here to help people be whole. And I just feel that we're at a point putting this all together to have it move forward, that Debbie would be very proud.
Kathy,
looking at what we're doing here.
Thank you for saying that, because sometimes, I'll turn around when we're working on our new site, we're working on creating the show. Kavitha has been amazing. Everybody here is amazing and welcoming, and thank you for all the love that you've given me. And I'll sit back and go, "Oh, Debbie, what should I do now?" And then Debbie just comes and she tells me what to do, or she just,
I think she's.
Thank God.
Yeah, I really think that this is what she would want to be happening right now.
Right.
I really think so.
So with that, if I can be of any service to anyone in, supporting this community, and you have any questions, comments, ideas, thoughts, anything, just like this idea of this ebook is coming up, which I love, please write me personally at marilyn@marilynshannon.com, so that we can address any idea, subjects for a future show, which I'm gonna talk to Amnon about and see what we can do on this front. And if you have any ideas at all, or you want to connect with anybody and you don't know how, or you're looking for something and you don't know where it is, just connect with me, and I promise you, I will help you find it. I will bridge it together and we'll make it happen. Right?
Thank you.
So anybody
Thank you,
else?
Madeline.
Yes, Kavitha.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you,
Thank
Nancy.
you all, and thank you, Amnon, for giving
Thank
us
you.
this opportunity.
Yes, he's here. He's smiling because let's just say something about Amnon, because Amnon has,
Amnon is great.
yeah, he has one of the biggest hearts, and I know how much he loved Debbie and how much Debbie loved him, and I know, I always ask Amnon, usually, maybe I don't always ask, but I usually ask him what I can do, what I can't do, or I know what he'll do, what he doesn't do, but when it comes to this and Debbie, I can make a personal assumption that he will do whatever he needs to do, has to do, and can do for this. And I ask him anyway, but I know he's going to do it anyway because he loved Debbie to the moon and back. So, everybody, is that
Thank you.
it?
And thank
Thank
you.
you.
And
Thank you.
without
Mwah.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye, everyone. Thanks for
Thank
being
you.
here.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thank you,
Nancy.
Bye,
Thank you,
bye.
Marilyn.
Thank you so much.
Goodbye.
Thank you,
God
Kavitha.
bless your work. God
Bye.
bless your work.
You are tuned to the Nissan Communications Network. If you tuned in too late, you can always watch each program in its entirety or download an MP3 audio file of it in the archives section at nissancommunications.com. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter, and like us on Facebook. Sponsored by Telestream's Wirecast software, StreamingGear.com, Carolina Apparel, and DeltaForce.net.